안녕하세요. 한인회입니다. 저희 한인회 유튜브 채널에서는 한인 사회를 함께 만들어가는 다양한 분들을 초대해 이야기를 들어보는 시간을 마련하고자 합니다. 오늘은 한인 사회와 관련된 다양한 활동을 하고 계시는 윌로우데일의 릴리 챙 위원을 만나보겠습니다. Hi everyone and welcome to the Korean Canadian Cultural Association's YouTube channel where we bring you conversations with the people shaping our communities. I'm Alice, your host. Today, I'm thrilled to have Councilor 릴리 Chang with me. Hi, 릴리.
안녕하세요.
Oh, great. So 릴리 represents Willowdale here in Toronto and is known for her grassroots initiatives and deep community engagement, including her close connections with our Korean community. Today, we'll be talking about her recent trip to Korea, her connection to the Korean community, and her vision for bringing cultures together here in Toronto. So let's get started. 릴리, thank you so much for joining me today.
You're very welcome.
And you spoke Korean.
Just a little bit, I can say banchan for when I'm ordering side dishes, and food is always very helpful.
It's very useful words.
Yes, and I love Korean food, so yeah.
So 릴리, we've heard that you recently traveled to Korea. So what took you there? Could you tell us a bit about your trip?
Yes, so previous Council General here in Toronto invited me to apply to the Korean Foundation for this program, as he knew that I care deeply about the Korean community and it's an opportunity to foster a stronger understanding. So I was able to go hosted by the Korean Foundation, and it was a remarkable trip.
Was this your first time visiting Korea?
So I did go for one day last year as part of a family trip to Busan, but it was my first time to Seoul, and really is my first official longer trip in Korea.
So how was Busan?
It's beautiful. Yes, the seafood is delicious, and it was hot. And I actually did also go to Busan again during my trip recently to Korea as well.
It's a beautiful city.
Yes, yes, it is.
광안리 바닷가. It's like
Yes,
so beautiful.
yes.
So what were some of the highlights or things you personally enjoyed most during your trip?
So we got a really good overview of Korean history, in fact, and something that really moved me is just the resilience of the Korean people. So we learned how, in 70 years after the war and so many challenges from illiteracy and poverty, and even the mountains were barren because of the war, and how citizens participated to replant the mountains, as well as when there was an IMF monetary crisis, people donated their gold to help the country get out of that crisis. So what really struck me is the patriotism, the love of your country that people have, and the way that everyone worked together, and just it's so amazing to see now. Korea is a leader in technology as well as in culture in the world, and to come to that from a real struggle after the war 70 years ago. So I think that especially young people who may be more disconnected to that history, there's so much that Koreans should be really proud of, and I hope that they can carry that forward, because it's something really beautiful and a beautiful story.
Yeah, it's great that you were able to experience that kind of authentic Korean culture and history from your trip. So I'm kind of curious, were there any cultural experiences that took you by surprise during your trip?
I think one thing that I really enjoyed was just seeing the urban design and seeing really wide roads that can accommodate bus-only lanes, car lanes, as well as bike lanes. So you could see all the forms of transportation being supported by the infrastructure in a beautiful way. And we really struggle with that here in Toronto. We don't have wide boulevards the way that a lot of Seoul has. And as a result, we are always negotiating to how to best use the limited amount of public roadways that we have. So just to see that urban design, and one really, I think, remarkable piece of infrastructure is there was an expressway where they built a tunnel over the expressway and then built a park on top. And I just thought, wow, imagine if we could do that with the Don Valley Parkway. Instead of a noisy highway that would then be internalized, then suddenly you have this beautiful park that people can enjoy. So I think the visionary investment, because that's not the only one, they also turned a highway into a river, a man-made river.
Cheonggyecheon,
yes,
right?
that's right, Cheonggyecheon. And it's so beautiful and very well taken care of. I saw people scrubbing the river in a large team while I was there, and I took a very long walk. And I appreciate the visionary investment and design to make a beautiful city.
Yeah, of course, because you're working for the city, so of course you kind of, that was your area of interest, the city design and everything.
That's right. I mean, I could say that I also really love the food. Lots of delicious food there, especially, Korean barbecue is one of my favorites. And I also had, I think, the best bibimbap I've ever had in Jeonju. Yeah, so the food was also remarkable and definitely memorable.
Amazing. It must be a very invaluable kind of experience for you. So we've also heard that you are exploring the idea of bringing a traditional pavilion, which is called 정자, to Willowdale. So can you tell us how that idea came about?
Yeah, so I have a really great working relationship with someone I really admire, who is the president of the Korean Canadian Business Association, Hyunju Chai. And President Chai actually came to Korea with me and had some suggestions of places that I should visit while I was there. And I have always said to her that, we are unofficially, or maybe officially, the Little Korea North here in Willowdale. We have a very strong representation in our restaurants and in our residents, but visually we actually cannot see that imprint of Korean culture. So I have a dream to bring something Korean to our neighborhood in a visible way. And President Chai has suggested we look at bringing a traditional structure like a hanok, and that could be part of a park in our neighborhood. So I think it's something that we are going to be working on, and we had a very positive visit to Jeonju University, and they said there are pathways where they can actually provide not just design but materials. The challenge that we're looking at is the maintenance, because maintaining a wood structure in our minus 20, 30 degree winters could be a challenge. So we're exploring how that's possible, but they are building in Washington, in New York. So this is not a unique idea, but I think for Little Korea North, it would be so wonderful to have a space like that.
So there are some examples already. So what kind of space are we envisioning here? So do you see it as more of a garden area or perhaps a space for small gatherings and community events?
So I think the model that we're looking at, because we don't have a lot of space here, would be like in a park having a pavilion that could be used for gathering or small activities that people could gather in the hanok.
Okay, so that sounds wonderful. I'm looking forward to it. So what do you think a project like this would mean for the community, especially for the Korean community here in the GTA?
Well, we say here in Toronto that diversity is our strength, and we celebrate the different cultures in our city. And whenever there is a piece of your own history and culture represented, I think it's very meaningful because you feel seen, you feel celebrated and recognized. So I think for the Korean community, it would be a recognition of their long-standing contributions to the city of Toronto. They bring so much, you bring so much in terms of food and culture. We have the Korean Film Festival that happens. There's just so many places in Toronto that Koreans are contributing, and to have a visible representation of a celebration of the culture and recognition of that contribution, I think would be very meaningful. And in addition to that, what is amazing would be the bridge that it provides for people who can't go to Seoul, who can't go to Korea, to experience a part of Korean culture right here in Toronto. And that's something I feel the Korean community has done a very good job of, is building great bridges to the city for more people to experience Korean culture.
Yeah, you've been actively involved with the Korean community here in Willowdale for quite some time now. So what has that experience been like for you?
It's been really positive. We have our signature event at Mallasman Square. It is the biggest event of our year, which is the Korean Festival. And it brings over 100,000 people to our community. And when you look at the audience who comes to these events, it's not just Korean faces. It's so wonderful because you really see all kinds of people who love Korean food, Korean music, K-pop dancing, K-pop stars, and the KCBA also brings a K-pop group from Korea to perform. And so those performances really add so much to, I think, not just the celebration, but the bridge building, that we all can come together and enjoy Korean culture. So that is a huge piece. And I will also say that through the KCBA, they have a lot of experience in supporting entrepreneurs. And they played a significant role during COVID, where they really supported all the members when they had to find PPEs, which were very difficult. And so what I see from President Chai is that she brings her knowledge and experience of how to support local businesses, and she shares that with the greater community in her role as one of the directors on the board of the local business improvement area, the Young North York BIA. And so she takes her learnings that is coming from all the local businesses who are Korean and then shares it with the greater community. So that is a really incredible contribution from the Korean community to our neighborhood.
So there are some hidden efforts.
Yes, many efforts.
Many efforts. So are there any future projects you're hoping to collaborate on with the KCCA or the broader Korean community?
Well, first and foremost, I have to make a big invitation to all Koreans and beyond, across Toronto and beyond, to come to Willowdale Mallasman Square August 22nd to 24th for the Korean Festival. Every year I know that President Chai and her team put so much effort into this festival. There's going to be a K-beauty section, and they're flying in One Pact, which is a K-pop band from Korea. And I'm sure there'll be so many fans that are going to fill our Mallasman Square. So that is a collaboration that I am so supportive of and really excited about. There's also, when we were in Busan, we visited Arte Museum, which has a beautiful art installation that is projection-based and experiential. It was really incredible, and thinking about how to bring that type of cultural installation to Willowdale, to Toronto. They have a great partnership with Louvre in France, so you could see animated versions of art that is in France. So there's so much culture and food that is incredible in Korea, and we would love to see it come here to Toronto.
So many interesting projects to look forward. Lily, it's been such a pleasure chatting with you today. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences and your vision with us. And before we wrap up, would there be any messages you'd like to share with our viewers?
Oh, I just want to say, come to Willowdale. We have delicious Korean food, and please come to Korean Festival. And if you have other ideas of new ways to bring more Korean food and culture to our community, please feel free to contact my office. You can visit my website at lilycheng.ca.
Thank you so much again, Lily. And thank you to everyone watching this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay connected for more conversations here on the KCCA's YouTube channel. See you next time. 그럼 저희는 여기서 인사드리겠습니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
감사합니다.